So we're just about to start. Just coming up to the stuff. A bit of damp in it, but it's nice and soft. Nice soft grass. Quite a bit of clover in it. Not red clover. I think it's mainly white clover on this farm, but there's a bit of moisture. I like a bit of moisture in it. So, but I like a bit of dry in it as well. I'm hard to please, I suppose. Yes, this is our field, and yes, these are round bales. Contractors bought a new baler, and he was keen for me to try round bales. We did have round bales years ago, but when you get used to square bales, you're a bit reluctant to change. So, but I'm trying to keep an open mind. So we're going to give them a try. There isn't that many to do on the second cut, so we'll try the round bales. I know it's better for the contractor because obviously it's one man and one machine, which makes life a lot easier for him. Carried the first bale in, and I think I need to alter the grab. I think these two bolts here need taking out, and it's giving it a bit more room, so I'm going to do that before I start. So I'm carrying the bales off these paddocks that are close to the building straight into the stack. I'm not putting them on the trailer, so because there isn't too many. First paddock there was only 6 bales. It's only about an acre and a half. So, and this one there was 11. It's like a similar amount in the next one. So it's not worth putting them on the trailer. I think I can run them back in two just quick. The grab seems to be working okay now. Now I've made some adjustments to it. First paddock, I opened the gate and put the wire up so the young stock can come in there and tidy up around the outside. So I intended to end this video either talking about the grab or the baler or the bales, but I think I probably should tell you about what happened to the Kramer earlier in the day. So the contractor was due to arrive mid-morning and I'd got about an hour spare, and I was just checking over the Kramer, checking the fluids in it, and I noticed the oil level was a bit low, and I had already sort of planned at some point to change the oil in the filter in it, and I'd already bought those ready. So I thought, oh, I'll get those done today rather than just top it up. I'll change the oil in the filter and then it'll be another job done. So to access the sump plug, you need to get underneath here, under the counterweight, and there's a hole in it with a plate here. Just undo these two bolts and then you can get your hand through, and the sump plug is on the side of the bottom of the engine facing this way. Now you can't get on it directly, so you need like a knuckle on your socket set in order to be able to get to it. I hadn't got a knuckle that fits, but I got a knuckle on the end of a breaker bar, so I could fit the breaker bar up through there, and then at the end of the breaker bar there was a hole, so I put a screwdriver through it so I could twist it. But unfortunately I couldn't get it undone. So rather than mess about anymore during the day, I decided that I'd leave it and do it another day, because you obviously got big plans for the day. So I topped the oil up, didn't change the filter, and left it at that. I've been getting the bales in from behind the building and ferrying them straight in, and then all of a sudden the oil light came on. I thought that was a bit strange. It just went in, then it went off again, and then a few seconds later it came back on and stayed on. Got out, I could see there were trails of oil on the floor where I've been unloading the bales, and I lifted the bonnet up. I'll lift it up now and I can. So I lifted it up, and down here, it's very dark for you to see, I could see it was swimming with oil in the bottom of the counterweight. So I quickly drove it round onto the yard, onto the concrete on the other end of the building. I took this plate off again underneath, put my hand in and had a look, and the sump plug, which I thought I couldn't get out, was completely out. I couldn't budge it, and yet it'd come out on its own. So I must have sort of cracked the thread on it. I made it loose without actually realising that I had. I thought I hadn't budged it, and then it wound itself out. So the whole of the oil in the engine had completely run out. Most of it was sitting here in this, I'll call it a belly pan or a counterweight, and there was none in the engine at all, which was a bit shocking, to be honest. Luckily I hadn't used it for too long, more than a few seconds without the oil in it. Anyway, so at that point it was a case of getting all the oil out. I have a little sump pump thing which I was able to put in and pump a lot of the oil out into that black tray. I changed the filter while I was at it. I had to get some more oil because I'd lost all the oil, but luckily when I put my hand in and fished around in the nice gooey black oil, I did manage to find the sump plug and the little washer that were with it, so I was able to put them back in. Got some oil, filled it up again, new filter, and it was perfectly alright afterwards, but I lost a bit of time, that was the only thing. So I had intended to film more, and my brother was supposed to be coming to help me drive the tractor and trailer, but he got called into work. He did call on his way back from work and help me with a couple of loads at the end, but unfortunately I got behind with everything, and so I didn't end up filming very much, which is just the reality of making videos. It always looks like things are going well, but when things are going well, you've got the time to actually, the additional time as it were, to stop and film. My wife was intending to come out and film me loading the bales up, but unfortunately she wasn't very well, so that's apologies for that I would have liked to have got a bit more of the machine working in the video, and that didn't happen. Anyway, luckily I managed to get away with that one in terms of the engine, which I'm pleased about. It was a bit of a worry, but it's had an engine service as well now, so that's another job ticked off. Anyway, so yeah, so I'll talk more about the bales and the baler and the grab maybe in another video. But anyway, thanks very much for watching.